Hello and welcome to episode number 10 of the brand new video series 5 Lessons Learned, brought to you by BookThinkers, where each and every week the team and I will discuss the top 5 lessons learned from a book that we've read and loved. This week we're going to discuss Vagabonding by Rolf, and it also has a foreword by Tim Ferriss. It's an uncommon guide to the art of long-term world travel. It has certainly changed my perspective on world travel, and I hope that everybody takes a read. So without further ado, let's jump into lesson number 1. For lesson number 1, we are going to define vagabonding so that throughout the remaining lessons, you'll have a little bit more of an understanding as to what this strange term actually means. Rolf provides us with 3 definitions, and I'm going to read the second one right now because I think it does the best job at describing exactly what vagabonding means. Vagabonding is a noun, and it's defined as a privately meaningful manner of travel that emphasizes creativity, adventure, awareness, simplicity, discovery, independence, realism, self-reliance, and the growth of the spirit. When you look at travel as something that's not just, oh cool, I get to go to an all-inclusive resort and hang out on the beach for a couple days, but as something where you can grow personally, you can develop and experience things in the present tense, have such a great time doing so, and then walk away from it a better person, it's so cool. So anyway, that's the definition of vagabonding. That's the second one, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the lessons. Lesson number 2 is that world travel does not need to be experienced in short bursts. And what I mean by that, and I'll give an example, is that when I was growing up, I always thought that travel needed to be experienced in 5, 6, 7 days max. You would travel once a year because it was so expensive, and you could only leave for so long because you had so much responsibility at home. Work, job, kids, whatever it is. But after reading this book, my outlook has completely changed. Now I understand that you can work remotely, you can make money overseas, you can live for dollars a day, it doesn't need to be so expensive. You can always be in communication. I mean, the possibility and prosperity of the information age has allowed those barriers to be ripped down and just tossed out. You can travel anywhere in the world for as long as you want. There are ways to do it safely. There are ways to do it, as mentioned, for just a couple dollars a day. And this book is a great guide in learning about how to do so. It has completely changed my perspective. So that's lesson number 2. World travel does not need to be experienced in short bursts. It can be experienced over an extended period of time, which is so cool. Lesson number 3 is that the reality of vagabonding starts now. It starts the moment that you finish this book. Even if you are 2 or 3 years away from being able to do it financially, the hard work and the sacrifice that you put in today will allow you to get there. It's the process to freedom. It's not a moral high ground, but it is a realignment of self. It's changing what you do day to day, becoming less materialistic, and learning more and more about other cultures, staring at maps all day, researching, planning, preparing. That's all part of the process. And after you go through an experience where you travel and you learn and you develop personally, you look back and understand, wow, it really did start at home. It really did start on my computer when I was researching. It really did start when I read that book. So it starts today. It's not a process that you need to put off for 2 or 3 years. Lesson number 4 is that it doesn't matter how many countries you've been to. The slow, nuanced experience of one country over, let's say, 20 days can provide you so much more value than the fast, superficial experience of 5, 6, 10 different countries in that same period of time. Looking out a plane window or looking out a train window is not experiencing a country. I know I am guilty of asking people, how many countries have you been to? When they say, oh, I'm a world traveler. And I know I've answered that question so many times looking to be socially validated by a high number, but it's so false. You lose out on such a great experience by trying to jam-pack so much into one trip. Your itinerary is not as important as your attitude. Go out there, travel, experience things, be mindful, be present, act slowly. and experience the culture, experience the difference from your normal day-to-day when you're traveling internationally, and stop trying to rack up just tally marks. Oh, I've been to 35. It doesn't matter. Just experience it. So that's lesson number 4, and Rolf really hammers that one home throughout the book. Lesson number 5 is always be interested. Be interested in what's around you. And he talks about the fact that being interested in what's around you is a spiritual exercise. It allows you to understand things in a different way. Always be curious. He has a couple cool analogies in the book, and one is that you can be a Columbus to whole new continents within you. And you can open up new channels, not of trade, but of thought. And being aware, being interested in what's around you allows you to do that. So that's lesson number 5. Always be interested, because it helps cultivate spiritual growth. If you've made it this far, thank you so much, and we hope you've enjoyed the top 5 lessons today from Vagabonding by Rolf Potts. It's a super fun read, and it will absolutely change your perspective on world travel. If there are any books that you would like us to do a review on, please let us know. Just drop a link in the comment section below to the book, or just drop the name and the author, and we'll be sure to read it. If we like what it's about, if we like the lessons that it has, we'll turn it into one of these 5 lessons learned videos. And then last but not least, if you'd like to connect with us more, check us out on BookThinkers.com. It's currently a web-based application with a mobile app coming out in a couple months that allows users to create a virtual library, communicate with each other, rate books, rate reviews, put down their notes, set systematic reminders so that they can retain more information from the books they love, complete challenges, set goals. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. So with that being said, go out there, read, retain, share, grow, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.